Welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best podcast hitting your eardrums at this very moment. I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas, or perhaps the ghost of Thomas, for it is nearing All Hallows Eve, and we're having a spooky edition of Oops All Segments with the scariest guest we could find, Jeannine Clarke.
Yes, scary. Yes, hello.
The hairs on my neck are standing straight up just from hearing your bone-chilling voice coming from Jeannine.
It's a voice resurrected from the dead.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Jeannine, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're rounding out the cast of this year's Instant Modern Classic by finally getting you on, because
yes.
Thomas took a hiatus from recording right in the middle of getting everybody in. Welcome to the show. What's going on in your life now that you've left Winnipeg and you're back in the sea?
Listen, it's been all downhill since I left Winnipeg.
Yeah, how are you enjoying being in America right now as a fellow America resider over here? You having a good time?
Yeah, Thomas is in Chicago.
I'm not going to comment a lot on that.
Fair enough.
Pretty much summed it up.
Let's not record our opinions and publish them right now.
No, I left. Of course, did Winnipeg Fringe, did Instant Modern Classic, just had a ball with you all. I did get to go to, we extended our trip, went to Ireland and Scotland and the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which was amazing. And getting back from that, and very quickly the summer was over, and I launched pretty quickly into directing a show called The Haunting for Unexpected Productions, which is,
you see, Thomas knew even without knowing,
Gothic haunted house improvised play. So we close that show on Sunday. So it's been keeping busy and thinking fondly of our time and work in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
that's cool. You saw a fellow guest of the show in Edinburgh. You saw Chris Turner, who's now way too famous to come back on the show.
No, we can still get him. We could
probably still get him. Because he didn't win. He was on America's Got Talent.
He was runner up in America's Got Talent, which is basically last place as far as I'm concerned.
But still, it's like, so it's still such a, that's still really good booking,
Yeah.
Not in my opinion, but I could see how someone would think that. I think if you're
Thomas,
not first
you were going to ask
last,
a probing question.
Yeah.
Look, there's a reason that silver medalists in the Olympics have to go get therapy afterwards. It's the worst thing that can happen.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's being that close to glory.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Line.
Versus, I think being one down, it's the way to go, because you're not that close, and you're like, hey, I still got to stand on the podium. It was,
the bronze medal's really where it's at.
I think so.
The Statue of Liberty is made out of bronze.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like when Out of Africa beat The Color Purple for Best Picture. You're like, that's not the movie anyone remembers. That movie had no
I don't even
impact.
know that. What is Out of Africa? I've never even heard of it.
It's a weird Meryl Streep movie.
Yeah.
It's fine. But it's usually the second best movie that doesn't win Best Picture is the one that people remember, I feel. So I
was a little
Chris some credit there.
A movie titled Out of Africa starring Meryl Streep beating out The Color Purple is...
Yes.
It's sticky. It's at least sticky. Yeah. But I think you were going to ask a probing question about Jeannine's life and not us just pontificate on Chris Turner.
I was just curious how long you were there in Edinburgh, because I know you can do a ton of shows at the festival. Did you do the full month?
No, because especially as it was, we were our trip ended up being almost 4 weeks long, which was
amazing.
For
2 weeks in Winnipeg.
Yeah. And by the end of it, I was like, I should be working.
Yeah.
So we were in Edinburgh maybe a week, and we weren't at Fringe the whole time because we went and went up to the Highlands and
oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Did you do the Arthur's Seat hike when you were in Edinburgh?
No, we didn't get to do that. But I mean, there's so much that it's one of those cities I want to go back to.
It's so beautiful,
badly.
like truly one of a kind place.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city. I saw a man die there.
That's true. I always forget about that. I remember you saw a man
on
die.
my first night in Edinburgh.
Just
I think it was my second or first night in Edinburgh. I watched a man die. It was crazy.
Yeah. Kevin always says it with a big grin on his face and then laughs for a while when he brings it up.
I'm so curious, but you know what? I'm gonna not ask details.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure I've told the story on the podcast before, but it's sort of a legendary
Halloween.
Story in which Thomas and his
we should talk about spooky
I know.
things,
I mean,
like a real person dying.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the energy of the show. We're not 10 minutes in. I can't already bring up a grievous tragedy. Thomas, what's new with you, T?
What's new with me, T? I don't have much going on.
Yeah, that's like using ATM machine. If I say, Thomas, what's new with you, T? I guess it's like sort of redundant.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm playing a lot of Hollow Knight Silk Song. That's the thing that's going on. It's not new. I'm sure I brought it up before, but it's kind of my favorite game ever was the first game, and they have the sequel, and I just been absorbed in that. Last night I joined. I'm in a new sketch group, Motorcycle Rocket Ship. I guess they're not new, but I am a new member of it, and we did our first social hang just to bond and hang out together. And we played Jackbox Party Pack, which I'm sure everyone had a chance to try during COVID and stuff like that. And it's a very vulnerable way to meet a group of people to play Jackbox, because you're kind of submitting jokes, getting votes publicly, losing,
especially a new sketch group. Like it's a little like the energy's already like
we're all trying to prove
how
ourselves.
Funny are you?
And we played a game called like Monster Matchup, where you're sort of supposed to DM other people and try to date them in the game, and so you message them and like you have different strategies to get points if people match with you. And that was nobody ever matched with me in the game. Not that like it's not romantic. It's hard to explain. It sounds like you're just sort of pitching to other people, but it was a demoralizing experience to be rejected again and again. Even when I started just saying like, I will match with you so you can win, please just let me know and I will match with you, and people still would reject me. I was like,
how much of your courtship in your past, because you and Kim have been together for quite a while, and we've been friends for a long time. I don't really remember you ever really like engaging in the sort of modern courtship routine of texting and DMing and dating in that way.
That's a good question. And I was sort of thinking, you did it a little before Kara, I think. You were on the dating apps, Kevin. Is that true?
Yeah, and do tread lightly about how you talk about my past. But
saying, when I said you were on there a little, I mean, the app forced you to use it less because you were what they call a super user. And they
had to put sort of a suppressor on my abilities.
I used a few dating apps when I was in LA. I tried out OkCupid. I tried out Bumble, which I never got a single match on Bumble. That's the one where women have to message you first. I'm not going to read into that, but it never once worked out. I think that one has a specific algorithm that punishes you if you like get swiped left early on, and it just erases, because I don't know. Anyway, OkCupid went better. You would have the like compatibility numbers and stuff, but it's almost like you know too much about a person before you meet them, because you can look at all their answers.
I think that's true.
And then it's like, I don't really want to know like already, I don't know, your favorite high school class. Like we should have a chance to get to know each other a little, and it's sort of a false statistic, the compatibility.
It also relies on the idea that people know what they want and they know about themselves, which I think are two big potholes.
Right.
Yeah, like entirely. I think it's like one of the problems is that you get like way too much information about somebody, which is like you're able to discern what you think is a red flag out of like someone's favorite book when they were in school. When it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe that's a problem, but like how much, like I highly doubt it. Like even so, I don't know. So I feel like those things are tough, but I'm curious. It doesn't seem like a fun Jackbox game. It seems like one of the ones that's just like,
it was interesting, but I think it's like you need to understand the metagame, and I just did not know how to play it.
Clearly,
all, so.
yeah, which is also how dating works, really.
Yeah.
It's market demand, right? It all goes back to the market demand.
So true. True.
Yeah. You suddenly became you started spinning your engagement ring a lot during the game, I imagine. Sort of hopeful for the upcoming wedding
that night, actually.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I was just no, I'll just end there. But I was going to tell a whole story about OkCupid dating, but it's just not worth it. Jeannine, or no, Kevin, Jeannine already answered. Kevin, what's going on with you? You just did the if.
The Winnipeg Improv Festival just wrapped up. We had some lovely guests in. There was a local new member of the ensemble was Stephanie Morin-Robert, who's they do lots of solo performances. She actually performs alongside Ingrid, who does like Stephanie's show is like Blindside. She's been touring it for years. The Merkin sisters, Thomas. We saw their show together, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So she was fantastic as a member of the ensemble. But then we also got to bring in some folks. We had Ken Hall come back from Toronto, guest of the show. Ken Hall, he was amazing. And we had Susan Evans, guest of the show as well. Her comedy partner Kelly Turner, fantastic. And then folks from Seattle. We had some Seattleites come out.
Yeah, you had some of my castmates. I know Obadiah and Jay and Dominic. Yeah,
they were so good. Yeah, they everybody was so fun. The Winnipeg Improv Festival is always a really special time. I always really enjoy myself, but this year was really great. And one of the things that was really interesting for me is that it kind of like broke my brain. I haven't been able to play with that many people of color at like a certain level before. And so having like a deeply diverse cast, there was a moment on stage in a show where like Dominique, myself, Kelly, Jay, and Obadiah were all on stage together doing a scene about like it was like a meta theatrical scene about being people of color in an improv show. And I've never done anything like that before. And it was so cool and it was so much fun. And it made me interrogate my own identity with whiteness and everything. So I've been and then right after the Improv Festival, so Improv Festival it runs until Saturday. Sunday, we're kind of still mixing and mingling with the leftover, people who are traveling, making sure that they're having a good time and hosting them. And then, on Monday morning, I went to couples therapy with Kara because we go about every month, every 2 months, and then the next day I went to my own individual therapy with my therapist. And it was I was like not ready to process the things that had already happened. So I kind of feel like I wasted my money in therapy because I kind of just went and I was talking to my therapist, who is a great therapist who I enjoy. But I was like, I haven't figured out what any of this means to me yet. So I'm just feeling it all. And so
what a waste of time to go to therapy and explore something that you're still processing. You should
we are very anti-therapy on this.
You should already know what it means to you, what it's bringing up.
I think I don't even think I was ready to start the journey of analysis yet, though. Is really what I mean. Yeah, like I think I was still I slept like 4 or 5 hours every night in between these days.
Oh my god!
And so I'm like underslept. It's the first time I've had a good rest in like a week and a half. And then my therapist is like, "Oh, so why would you this week?" And not to mention, his son was in the show that I was in.
Yeah, that's fun.
Because it's this weird like Winnipeg thing where it's not a big enough city. So I'm like, I thought he might have seen it. He didn't. My therapist did not see the show. But
Kevin and I were joking that. Like, I am a therapist. I don't know if you knew that, Jeannine, but
yeah.
you could you could, in theory, spend your hour just insulting the therapist's son, like saying he was bad at improv and that you didn't like playing with him. And your therapist would have to kind of take it and be like, oh, that's an interesting observation. And I don't know, that would be incredibly sadistic, but you could do it. And I almost think you should, just to push the boundaries and see what happens.
I'll see how much he can take next session. That'll be my new sort of.
Kevin, though, I want to ask you, so when you say, is that the most, what do I want to say, the highest volume of people of color in an ensemble that you've experienced? Or is it more like kind of scene to scene, you were just doing more scene work? It's a little
bit of both. So like part of it is like, I mean, I play with a specific group of people a lot. Like Club Soda is a specific contingent, and there's a lot of white people in Club Soda. And then we've got Quinn, who's black. He's actually Trinidadian as well. Which is
I should have said that a few seconds ago. I was just going to say guilty when you said there's a lot of
I said he was black, and then you said guilty.
Yeah, I sort of waited until you mentioned someone else.
Bad timing, dude.
Yeah, really bad timing. Also, just not a great bad move to say, even if the timing. I'm sorry. I'm clearly so uncomfortable with any sincerity that go. You finish, Kevin.
But Quinn is black. Mo is Métis, which is a Canadian sort of French indigenous identity. But there's outside of that, it's a pretty white group. Over the years, it's changed. You know, we had a Chinese player at one point. But it's been a lot of my friends are white. Winnipeg's a pretty white city, all things considered. And so part of it is like I mostly play with those folks, or I play with like Steve and Katie and Carrie, who are all white people. And But sometimes when I'm doing workshops or I'm doing like other kinds of things, there will be opportunities. But a big part of this was literally just the amount. It's like the percentage of the group, because sometimes I find I like one of the discoveries was I will like maybe kind of lightly steer away from certain jokes, or like not make a point of my race except for like using it as a button or a joke in a quick moment in a show, because it'll make other people uncomfortable to center my race as a part of a scene, or even just like making race a part of a scene because I have so many white people I play with. But being able to have Kelly, Jay, Obadiah, Dominique, myself all be people of color, so 5 people in a 8 to 10 person cast, I think it was a 10 person cast at that point, maybe 9, means that like I don't feel like I'm excluding people. I'm actually feeling like I'm bringing them in by making a scene about that. Whereas like if Thomas and I are doing a show, and he always does try to do this, but if he tries to kind of platform my race in it, it will kind of make me feel
I'll just bring it up, just casual. It's not like the centerpiece, but I'll just I'll say something like
in passing, you'll sort of throw a slur under your breath
is this
at me.
A Trinidadian coffee place or what? I'll just sort of find a subtle way to bring it up wherever I can.
But no, so I think it's a little bit of both, and also the level of ability, right? Like, when we did like a BIPOC workshop this weekend, that was awesome and great. But there's so many players, just because of where the Winnipeg scene is at, it's in a bit of a growth phase. There's a lot of people like who still have to learn some of the basics before they can be like comfortable doing like a proper scene show with scenes in it and stuff. So most of the people of color that I've had the opportunity to play with that aren't in Club Soda are just a little greener. And so like being able to work with a larger, so I was really grateful for the Improv Festival. And to be completely transparent, sometimes when it comes to like diversity and representation and things like that, I'm always like, in theory and in principle, like, I think this makes sense. I can see that it's tangible and good for other people of color I've seen in my life, but I rarely kind of feel like it's for me, which I think is speaking to like some of the whole like, oh, I've had this like white identity my whole life. And so there's like an interesting, like, what does this mean for myself? A self-analysis that I'm going on. So I'll probably start to use other cultures' kind of slurs, kind of willy-nilly, until I kind of find one.
So you've come to the wrong conclusion. You've learned completely the wrong lesson from this. And this is why you should have come to therapy fucking prepared to unpack this, because you've arrived at the alt-right pipeline pipeline somehow. You had one identity affirming
called like coming
experience.
full circle till you're on the other side.
Yeah.
This is the horseshoe theory, and Kevin is the fucking headless horseman riding into the night. But no, I think that. Sorry, go ahead, Jeannine.
I do think there is what I think of as almost escape velocity, especially with troops. And I've seen that in the Seattle scene. I started doing improv here in the early aughts, and improv looked a lot different in Seattle 20 years ago. And so I think there's something about moving past like you're one person in the troupe. And there is there's a momentum that happens, I think, when you get past that almost like single representative, and you really start adding more diversity to troops. But I mean, everybody is on that, a different part in that journey. I know Seattle certainly has work to do in certain spaces and identity representation.
Not the same thing, but I know Kim, my partner, has talked about like being the only woman in an improv group or a sketch group, and like the way it feels like I need to have an awesome show or people will conclude that this identity group is a certain way. Like I have to stand for all women, and it sounds like having like 5 different perspectives in one scene takes that pressure off or changes it into something else.
Well, and moving past what I think of as the specialty night. So I mean,
ladies' night at the Improv.
Yes, and I mean, I've worked at a couple improv theaters in town over the years, and moving past where it's like, hey, it's ladies' night this Friday night. It's going to be all female cast, and I remember coming to UP and being like, it just happens. It's not intentional, and we don't market it, but it just, once in a while it happens. We have like all female cast. I remember the first time being backstage and being like, is there no? Oh, and nobody's like, it's like, oh my gosh, because they're just like, it's a Friday night. Right. Yeah. And I think that it's like, I've been at all points in the journey. I've been in that, like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. This, like we're doing this special thing and we're intentionally bringing women in this space and holding space for them. And then like getting to that point where it's like, this just happens because it's the people who were cast tonight just all happen to be women or non-binary. So it's, what a journey. What a
Thomas,
journey.
Do you think you've ever been a part of a show that was just all Jewish improvisers?
Not if I can help it.
Jesus Christ.
I was briefly gonna be an understudy in like a Jewish sketch show called Oi, but then the casting changed, and so I never actually performed with them. I don't think so. I would say actually, like, unexpectedly, not as many Jews in comedy that I've interacted with or done shows with overall. I sort of associate stereotypically that there's a lot of Jews in comedy, and there are in Chicago, I think, but I haven't performed with a ton of them. Our friend Josh, but who's been on the podcast. I don't know. Well, I think something though that is cool about coming to Chicago is like, again, it's just such a diverse city. Like there are so many different casts and types of shows that like I really wasn't exposed to. Even like in England, like just compared to other cities I've lived in, it just has a really amazing range, and also just such a huge number of performers in the city that are working all the time that you can see a ton of just diverse perspectives and types of shows.
There's a lot that's like density and stuff too. So it was a cool lesson learned for me and a cool journey. And now like given that Winnipeg is in like its burgeoning kind of mode right now, and I'm trying to be a pillar of this community and trying to kind of like establish it in a bunch of ways. It's helpful to have that perspective sort of refreshed. So yeah, I feel good about it.
It's awesome.
I don't have a big button joke for this. So I'll just do
white people.
All right. Should we spin the wheel, Thomas?
Yeah, maybe take a break and then spin the wheel when we come back.
We'll take a break, spin the wheel. We'll do Jeannine's segment, and I wasn't ready for you to say take a break. You know, it's just.
What's up, everybody? My name is Chance Nichols, and I am the host of We Didn't Peak. It's a podcast where I interview people who don't suck. I mean, they're people who are chasing their dreams, and we talk about their lives, where they've been, where they're going. And look, you don't have to be chasing your dreams to not suck. I know plenty of cool people who hate their lives, all right? Boy, this is less an advertisement, more an insult. Okay, well, listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on Instagram at We Didn't Peak.
And we're back. Here comes the wheel.
Woo!
What do we got?
Droopy oddballs. Participants must discuss the oddities of the day. We often will have a segment where we check the AP News. It's always very depressing, but this time we are checking AP News's oddities section.
Okay.
Which I can pull up and screen share for you all. We'll see.
Thank goodness.
What's happening?
Often the headlines are really upsetting.
Yeah.
It's never helped. Yeah, we just talked about like diversity and representation in the show. It's all very serious, and then it's like, how do we lighten it up? Let's go learn about what's happening over in the war-torn countries that have imperialism. That is
got some weird and funny stories.
All right. Picasso portrait of Muse Dora Maar in vivid hat. Long hidden view sells for 32 million euro. Weren't you a Picasso guy, T? Didn't you have Picasso stuff in your house at one point?
I'm a fan of him personally. So his sort of his attitudes, his beliefs. I don't love the pictures. They don't really look like people to me, but I think he has some interesting opinions on others.
Okay. Not a great position.
This one's kind of interesting. This seat taken. Thieves busted for stealing over 1,000 restaurant chairs in Spain.
What restaurant has 1,000 chairs?
I think these are different. They got to be different restaurants.
Is it one group of thieves? Is it?
This is
or
crazy.
just like generally?
Yeah. It's just like a pandemic of theft. Yeah, we're like
7 people suspected of stealing 1,100 chairs.
7 people
in 2 months. 6 men and a woman. Okay, work on that representation, guys, like we were talking about. She probably felt like she had to steal a lot more chairs just to sort of feel part of the group. But yeah, about $69,000 of stolen chairs. Where are they putting all these chairs? I don't really understand.
I really love the idea that they're paying for a storage unit. That's costing them more than the chair stolen to store these.
So
we got to get rid of all of them. That's $62 a chair.
This is a victimless crime, more or less, isn't? I mean, I guess
as a restaurant owner, I disagree explicitly that this is a victimless crime. Just by the way,
fun,
don't come steal my fucking chair.
A slap on the wrist.
Eater, I think that this is a crime. I need to sit somewhere, you know.
Did you guys see the other big theft thing that's in the news right now? Is that the Louvre, right?
Yes.
I haven't heard the details. So this was jewels that were stolen.
It was like the crown jewels, I think, like of France. Like, yeah.
And there's there's a Kelly Reichardt movie coming out this week called The Mastermind that's about art thieves, which is also just weirdly of the moment. How did she know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but apparently they like literally just like put a ladder upside the window, like popped open the window and like cut in the like it was just like,
is it that easy?
You know how you think Yeah, like it's just like you, and it's like some of the most priceless pieces of artwork in France, and they're just not under 24-hour supervision, right? There isn't,
which is
there
wild.
just isn't somebody. Yeah, like
millions and millions of dollars of things in there. I guess maybe the security guards' chairs had been stolen earlier, so it was hard for them to monitor.
My assumption was that they had Tilly Norwood on the case, and that Tilly Norwood wasn't able to.
I feel like
AI wasn't able to detect a breach.
I feel like maybe 12 months ago, I read an article about museum budgets and how the Louvre was understaffed. And now like the like nonprofit operations side of me is like, see, if you hadn't fired Pierre, then like, if you would have, if he could have kept his job, then you know he would have done his job. But no, you left a corner without a camera, without a person.
It is true. Like it does. I mean, this is just like, you didn't staff it properly, and so someone stole it. But anyway, sorry, T. Go back to the
No. That's. I mean, I just. What is this? Is a local story. Do you know about the Chicago rat hole? Have you heard of this?
No. I just assumed that was where you were doing most of your shows.
My all Jewish comedy troupe at the rat hole.
I didn't say that, by the way. Just for the record,
I know you didn't say
that.
That's what I said. So Chicago will usually have like a thing at any given time, like our kind of citywide joke. And a year or two ago, it was this rat hole where in a sidewalk, there was this hole that appeared to be shaped like a rat that had fallen like into wet cement or something. And it's like a perfectly preserved rat shape. And people were obsessed with the rat hole. There was like a fake religion that developed around the rat hole. People got married at the rat hole. It became this thing. But apparently it wasn't a rat, but another critter. And I actually don't know this, so I'm curious.
Yeah, what was the critter? Crazy to bury the lead without putting it in the headline. Yeah,
I still can't find it. Okay, researchers from the University of Tennessee, a bunch of universities, published a paper. 4 universities collaborated to publish a paper that concludes it was most likely a squirrel or a muskrat, not a rat. Wow, this is devastating to the people of Chicago.
We can't cure cancer yet, right? Right. We don't need to spend resources on discovering whether or not the rat hole was actually made by a rat.
100%.
Also, hasn't Chicago been through enough right now? Like, we're already under siege. Do we have to also
Trump heard that it was a rat hole, freaked out, and sent in the National Guard.
Yeah. Well, and this is, so we've got multiple universities. It's like, they're like, not in Chicago. Studying
Tennessee,
this.
New
so
York,
I like that the people are
Calgary.
in Tennessee are like,
it's crossing countries. It's from Canada.
Well, also, like, isn't federal funding for basically all science research about to be cut? And they're like, we have one chance to do a big paper to win back our funding. And this is what they came up with, the Windy City sidewalk squirrel. Like, that sucks compared to the rat hole.
Yeah.
This does seem like something that would appeal to Trump and make him not cut.
That's true.
Right? Like, like he'd be like, well, they did figure out the rat hole. They did figure out it's not a rat hole. So we're keeping the funding. Like, I feel like that would work. Yeah. Yeah. That sucks.
As a grant writer, I really want to know what grant they I assume that they had some sort of like animals in urban environments grant that they're like, you know what we're gonna do with this, guys?
I bet they're like, their background section or their literature review made this case of like, people like viral stories about animals have like a 30% increase in like animal welfare when they come out. So it's actually deeply important that we spread this news, and they spun it in a creative way, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that about I didn't even know the rat hole existed. So
the current Chicago joke is that there's a man in the bean. So if you know that shiny metal bean downtown, there's just a man that lives in there, and that's kind of our citywide joke at the moment. Free the man in the bean.
Oh, funny.
The old man and the bean.
I I feel like when I went to Chicago for a week, there were like 2 different areas where somebody was like, yep, and that's where they think there's a body in the cement.
Yeah, that's there being corpses in the river under the cement, like all the mafia history. I mean,
from a long time ago. I mean,
yeah,
of course,
it's pretty common.
Any
okay,
other?
I don't see any other really fun stories.
to you?
We can maybe move on to Jeannine's segment.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Jeannine, do you have a segment for us?
Oh, I do have a segment.
Wait, Thomas, you take this down. Thank you.
So I have a little trivia for you all.
Okay.
My first question is for Kevin and Thomas. How much do you know about history?
So Thomas is sort of a scholar of pre-slavery history, but I don't know anything about history.
Pre-slavery. Okay. So when everyone I was
trying to
along.
imply that you only studied stuff before abolition of slavery, and you're a big slavery fan, but I fucked it up.
Like pre-Civil War.
I fucked it up. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I have an embarrassingly, I know certain things, but embarrassingly little about history. Like, there's probably some big things most people would know that I would fuck up.
I feel similarly. Plus, it's I don't know what they teach you guys down in America. It's probably a little more, you guys seem more invested in history, whereas in Canada, we try to kind of paper over a lot of things that happened around 150 years ago.
Yeah, America certainly doesn't do that in the US
at all.
Right, what did I mention about it 5 seconds ago? Oh, yeah. Anyway, sorry. So
Great.
Not a lot.
So my second question for the both of you is,
wait, who got that first one right? Because it's trivia, right? So which one?
This is just, going to whether or not you have an edge in this.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so my second question is, have either of you read Romantasy novels?
Ooh.
I would say no, but I'm familiar with the genre. I've heard some recommendations. I have some friends that are very into them.
My exposure to Romantasy is exclusively through Katie Curtis and you. The two of you sort of talking about it during Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
And I believe you maybe tried to direct one for Director's Cut, I want to say.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Tony and Steve were the leads and did an amazing
that's right.
job.
Yeah.
Because I remember asking, it was 15 people, and I was like, "Who's read a Romantasy book?" And they were the two that were like, "I've read it."
By association, just like
yeah. Both because the women in their lives have given them a book to read.
Sometimes I'll see someone, and this is a weird response, but sometimes on the train or the bus, I'll see someone reading a book, and you can just tell by the cover that it is smut, and it's that's fine, but it's an interesting. It's not like there's anything explicit on the cover, but there's almost a type of patterning or graphic design that hints, the font, the red background. You can just tell that's a horny ass book. And I love it.
It is funny because I get embarrassed about what people might see me looking at on my phone. When I'm in public, if I'm on in a waiting area for an airplane, or if I'm on public transit, I'm nervous someone's gonna look over my shoulder and be like, "Oh, this guy's a leftist." And then I think about how if I was just looking at softcore porn on my phone, it would be I would be so ashamed. So I kudos to people for being that bold about it. Anyway,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's definitely hit the mainstream. The books are in airports and all that. Great. So this means you all are going to be pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
So and playing against each other. So I call this segment historical fact or historical fiction.
Okay.
So this will be a trivia round that focuses on, did these events happen, or are they the plot to a historical romantasy novel?
Oh no. I feel like I'm going to be so bad at this. It's going to expose my romantic. Yeah.
So I've got 5 titles/events here. Some of them are historical events. Some of them are the plots to historical romantasy novels.
Beautiful.
And you all will play against each other to figure out which is which.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, let's get started. Our first event is called The Dancing Curse. One summer morning, Frau Tafetta is stricken with a need to dance in the streets of Strasbourg. Within days, dozens join her, then hundreds. The town fights to break the spell as people dance for days without rest, some collapsing from heart attacks, strokes, or exhaustion.
Wow.
Historical event or romantasy novel?
This kind of sounds hot.
I gotta go historical event. I think it's too weird. I think it's a reverse where it's like you would think that's a fantasy, but I bet that really happened.
What you said, Frau? What was the implied country of origin here?
The city is Strasbourg.
Strasbourg, right. So I'm gonna say romantasy. I'm gonna go opposite T on this one.
Thomas is correct. This was a historical event. So historians
they were bumping and grinding in the streets.
Yeah, so it started with a single woman, and
as many romantasies do, by the way.
It should be a romantasy. But yeah, this was the dancing plague of 1518, and
wow.
So they think it was either mass hysteria or some sort of poisoning. But people danced for like days without rest, and some people died.
Crazy.
We gotta find a way to like put that poison in MDMA or something, and like it would just enliven the club scene. Kevin, you could go back to DJing. I feel like we could completely,
yeah. There's something there. Like it feels like a Joker toxin. Like it feels like something that would come up with for Batman. Like like
what's the matter, Batman?
The Batman
2 left feet.
Was there I was like, is there an episode of the 60s Batman show where they were like forced to dance? I feel like this is like this happened in the 60s on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Or I think there might have been a Simpsons episode where there's like a dancing gas that makes Batman and everyone else dance. I can't remember, but
yeah, we'll have to. I'm gonna find it because I think
it does
feel
done. like Batman adjacent. It feels like something that would put someone in Arkham.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the second?
Is that what the Red Shoes is based on? That fairy tale?
No, right? No,
I don't know.
Why are you so confident? No, Kevin.
Because the movie is about one woman who's like addicted to the lifestyle.
But I don't mean the Powell Pressburger movie, but like the fairy tale where they put on the shoes and they can't stop dancing. They're like compulsively dancing. If maybe that is inspired by the dancing plague.
Oh, okay.
No.
I didn't know that there was a No,
probably on some level. Yeah.
Let's move on. Sorry.
Moving on to our second one. There's gonna be 5 of these. So
okay.
Our second one is called The Scarlet Alchemist. Zilan, a young woman from a poor village in China, experiments with illegal life alchemy. She competes in imperial exams to become a royal alchemist in the capital. But once there, she becomes entangled in palace intrigue and monstrous threats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one's giving some romantasy back of the book energy.
Yeah, I'm going to go romantasy as well, I think, on this one.
Yeah, you're both right. That one's a romantasy.
I know that people talked about alchemy back in the day as like a proper science, but it does give like D&D vibes, right? You know, like it's of the old world so much so that I like don't believe people took it seriously, which I'm sure they did. But
they did.
Yeah,
I mean, I love when like there were forbidden sciences. I guess we're getting back there pretty soon.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, just wait. Yeah, give it a
It is fun. It's fun when you like could just study something that was like considered evil, and like if anyone knew that you had the textbooks, that you would go to jail. Like I know that again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's too close to home
Like
now.
Galileo.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just
Yeah.
Now it's there isn't a joke I can comfortably make couched in like modern rhetoric that isn't deeply upsetting. So I was like, every point I thought I was like, no, that's mean, that's offensive. No, never mind. Yeah. Yeah. Critical race theory. That'll be the new alchemy
already.
of the world.
Yeah.
Wizardry. Yeah.
Sorcery. Yeah, I guess it's like, all this has like a Halloween flavor, right?
Okay, good.
Yeah, I like
Spooky episode.
Yeah, that book is The Scarlet Alchemist by Kylie Lee Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a great. The Scarlet Alchemist is a hot title. That's
right.
That's yeah.
Feels sexy, right?
Is Scarlet the hottest color? Scarlet. I feel like Scarlet is like the sexiest
pretty
color.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a form of red.
I do like I guess it's similar, but like a fuchsia. Something very erotic about the word fuchsia.
Like
fuchsia
furious.
feels out of pocket. Yeah, okay, sure. Okay. But like fuchsia feels like it's like a very like pretentious color. Like it's like
sorry, I should have mentioned I'm a sapiosexual. So I'm attracted to intelligence. So if someone knows their way around a color palette. Let's just go to question 3.
All right. We're moving on.
He likes people who are intelligent because he is not. Yeah, they represent all.
Yeah, it's like you gotta find your balance, right?
Opposites attract.
Yeah.
Opposites attract, and he is a dumb guy.
All right. Number 3 is called Secret Magic in His Majesty's Army. Good grief.
Okay.
Secret Magic and His Majesty's Army?
Yeah, Majesty's Army.
Okay, Majesty.
In 1812 in England, soldier Albert Lowe discovers an upper-level commander using magic. Albert begins believing the man is responsible for their defeat of the French.
I think this is real.
1812. It's pretty
People
late.
in England are crazy.
Yeah.
I just got back from there not that long ago. They're crazy.
In Scotland, they believe in like fairies and stuff. That's kind of a thing.
They have trees. If in Ireland, if you have a tree growing on its own, you out in the field, you don't cut it down.
1812 is pretty late. I'm gonna guess this is romantasy.
I think it's historical.
It is romantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck this game. I just want to believe in a romantic life. I just want the world to be
right. Yes, this is the book The Lord Sorcerer by Olivia Atwater. So but it's very specific.
Definitely a pen name, right? Olivia Atwater. That's not a real name.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But I think it's the specifics that's like, it feels like 1812 England.
Believing in magic full blown, like, that's a thing. Feels a little probably pre-1800s. Is like, I don't know that they were probably not. Merlin wasn't kicking around at that point already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more. Number 4 is called The Witches of Versailles. So during Louis XIV's reign, Madame de Montespan, the king's mistress, is lured into a coven at the court, starting with poisons and love potions, and then evolving to performing black masses and conducting infant sacrifices.
Whoa.
Holy shit! This
what
has
year?
to be historical.
I should know, but what year is this? You know,
Louis the 14th is what, 1700s? Although I can't remember what year. I can look it
I'll
up.
tell you. The 1661 was when he began his rule.
infant sacrifice doesn't sound.
I'm 100 years off.
Infant sacrifice doesn't sound very like romantic to me, so I'm gonna guess it really happened.
Yeah, I'm guessing historical as well because I can't imagine a writer being like, "This will get us in the mood," and including infant sacrifice. But maybe I'm wrong.
So you're both going with historical then?
Historical.
You're correct.
Oh yes.
Woo!
So this
point.
Was known as the Affair of the Poisons in France. And apparently there were dozens of people involved in this. And they had...
Which scare that does recolor the McCarthy witch scare, not McCarthy trials. So I'm getting fucking the Crucible confused now.
You're thinking of how the communist thing was like compared to the witch trials later because it was a similar vibe. You're talking about Salem
and the ones in
New
England.
Yeah. I wonder what time, what period those were.
Yeah, I mean, if the witches were sacrificing babies, I guess we did need to put them on trial. But I know that we probably
and that was happening. The Salem witch trials were in 1692.
Yeah.
So, that isn't that's all happening like in the same general kind of which stuff is going on. And not to mention that, Thomas, you've been sort of using that same kind of rhetoric around anti-choice stuff now, right? You're saying they're sacrificing babies and we need to sort of stop them, which is kind of messed up.
A clump of cells to me is a human being.
Right. What else you got,
Any
Chief?
questions?
Jesus fucking Christ.
You made that my character. You endowed me with it. Then when I try to yes and you fucking clam up.
That wasn't a yes and. All you did was say yes. Yeah.
I specified why I believed it. It wasn't just a yes. I gave you so much.
Sorry, Jeannine. Sorry you had to see that.
My favorite thing is sitting around with a bunch of guys and talking about women's reproductive rights.
Yeah, isn't it the best? Yeah.
It's
not just talking about it, making gauche jokes about it. Yeah. I'll have you know. Yeah.
I am winning, by the way. I'm winning. So one more question.
All right. Well, we got one more.
I can't win.
Final one is called The Cadaver.
Uh-oh.
Pope Stephen VI exhumes the corpse of his predecessor, Pope Femoris, and puts him on trial for perjury. The dead pope is found guilty for his crimes, and the event leads to riots in Rome and Stephen's imprisonment and death by strangulation.
Whoa.
They killed the Pope after he brought... This is crazy. If this is true, this is actually crazy.
That's awesome.
But also, what fucked up romantasy novel is this? Like... Either way, this is fucking nuts.
I will say, there's a lot of really dark storylines in romantasy. So that would not the intense or the death or any of that would not exclude it from being romantasy.
It is crazy to be like, let's write a romantasy about the Pope and the Vatican and like, but I guess being strangled to death is kind of hot.
I like digging someone up to charge them with perjury. It's not that serious a crime. I mean, it feels like if you're going to exhume a corpse, you would find something a little more dramatic.
Yeah, there must. This is giving like the Trump replacing Biden's picture with the auto pen energy, like being like, I'm the new pope, and we're gonna like shit on all the old ones.
Which
So
I
we're gonna
have
dig
to
up-
admit, it's one of the few things about Trump I do like that he did that. That is a good move.
It was funny. But I do think that like I'm gonna say historical because I can't imagine both of these are really hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah,
but historical feels like
I'm going romantasy because everybody's fantasy is two popes at the same time.
Yeah, you spanked it to that Anthony Hopkins and that the Two Popes movie was sort of your whole thing.
I mean, a lot of hot pope movies actually. They're becoming a big genre. So I think
Conclave
romantasy
was one, right? Yeah, Conclave had some sexiness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's final answer.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying historical. He's saying fantasy.
Okay. It is historical.
Okay.
Honestly, few, but also fuck. Like,
I mean,
would
would it be a little bit less bad if it was a book?
yeah, I think maybe actually. Now that I think about it too long, yeah. It's so then just to recap, this guy's like, I'm the new pope now. We're gonna like disparage the name of the old pope. Then people are like, that wasn't cool, man. Then they imprison the current pope and kill him, right? That like
apparently so. So they they dig him up and they prop him up on a throne in his full regalia.
That's fucked.
Find him guilty.
That's fucking nuts.
Cut the palpable fingers off.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I missed that detail.
I
That's
did not
crazy.
include that in the summary.
Yeah, it would be harder for it. I mean, I guess you could turn that into romantasy, but Jesus.
Yeah,
Papal Fingers sounds like a terrible title for a romantasy novel.
But yeah, it apparently was a huge scandal. I mean, this would have been 897, right? So a very long time ago.
Oh.
It still feels like people should be talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We forgot this too quick.
Yeah, we did.
That should be covered every time they do a new pope. That needs to come up every time they're like, there's a new pope. Did you know in 897?
Yeah.
There was,
Yeah. But
what were you saying, T?
Yeah.
I like the idea of a major world leader being punished for crimes. That seems cool. That was the part of the story that I sort of connected with, of like, oh, he's the Pope and he still faced consequences for like doing fucked up stuff. That's an interesting idea. So anyway, maybe we should consider that.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he did die first.
Yeah.
So only
that could be one of many consequences, perhaps.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to know, at the time when this was happening, were some people in the room just like, man, just let it go? Why?
Dude.
I mean,
why are we here?
There's got to be some people who were like, look, I'm trying to get back to the fields, man. I'm trying to like we got to come out here and watch
the
this
guy either, but put him back in.
Yeah. Someone's job was to dig up and prepare that corpse, and they can't have been like, this is a good idea.
Right.
This is good. This is what we want to do. That sucks. That's a real awful moment in history.
Yep. Yeah. So I thought that would be, I'm like, on that ending note.
Yeah.
If you guys could dig up somebody and charge them with perjury, who would it be? What is perjury? I'm trying to remember here.
Perjury is like lying
willingly
under
telling
oath.
an untruth in court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I would dig up. That Pope. Hear his side of the story.
One?
Hear his side of the story.
Yeah, the other one.
You
the one who did
give
it.
him a fair trial this time.
Give him back his fingers.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a whole host of people that
I got nothing on nobody's ever lied to me.
Wow.
Everybody's always been truthful.
Nice.
And especially all the people in my life that are alive.
That's
and
beautiful.
So Yeah. Don't ever.
This has been Oops All Segments. Jeannine, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you for your wisdom, your insight, your historical knowledge, your knowledge of romantasy.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping us accountable when we needed it. I feel that called in a way that I haven't felt for a long time. So I do appreciate that. I think that we're doing amazing work on this podcast, Kevin, every single time.
And I feel called Drin just because of the season.
Nice.
Yeah, and
we're back to the Halloween
episode.
Theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cauldron your friends,
Yeah. So, Jeannine, is there anything you'd like to plug to point people to?
Yeah.
You mentioned your UP, but what should the people check out?
Oh gosh. We've got, if you're in Seattle, we've got Murder in the Market coming up in November, which is our improvised Agatha Christie show. Canada's own Dave Morris directed. It's their format in Victoria. So we get to do that Fridays and Saturdays if people are around the Seattle area.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I did before we say goodbye to you. The Seattleites that we're visiting for. Do you get what is the right name for people from Seattle? For
Seattleite. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I got it right.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. They mentioned, Jay specifically mentioned multiple times that he thought I looked like Tony with this mustache, because Tony was like ready to play Poe, and so Poe, he has also like a darkened mustache and stuff.
Yep.
So I just wanted to mention that that at some point I might come and try to sort of try to take his life over. So
Cool.
prepare for that.
Prepared. I will be vigilant and be on.
Yeah,
be like, wait a minute, this mustache is a centimeter longer than Tony's.
Yeah, mine is. It is. I don't think Tony. I don't think Edgar Allan Poe had a handlebar mustache.
They called Kevin.
Getting his up. You're going to have to hurry too, because Tony's going to very quickly transition into Christmas facial hair, which is quite different from Poe.
Yeah.
So you've got a small window to. What's that?
Is it a beard? Is it a big beard? It feels like it would have to be.
He used to do mutton chops, so it's.
Oh,
so I think last year he did a beard. We'll see which prevails this year.
Which prevails.
Can I give you a pitch, Kevin? If you were to steal Tony's identity for your new name, Tony B Boy, because you're a bit of a B boy.
That'll do it.
Whereas he's a man, but I mean, look at that.
Standing in my B boy stance.
Yes.
Nice.
Check out Club Soda Improv. We've got a show I just booked for us on, I'm just pulling up my calendar here so I don't get the date wrong, November 28th. This will be the first announcement of it existing, because I haven't made the graphic yet or done any of the other work yet. But November 28th, we're doing it at the Irish Club in Winnipeg. They've got a beautiful theater inside of a little bar, which should be fun. So we're gonna do a first show there. I don't know anything about the show yet. We just came off the Improv Festival, so that was a lot of fun. Check out What We Do in the Basement. It's Thomas and I and a bunch of other friends playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's a Let's Play D&D podcast. New episodes should be dropping in the next week or so, now that I have some time back. Those are all the big shows coming up, all the things that people need to know about from me. What do you got, T-Bone?
Yeah, just you can check out Trigger Happy at the Annoyance every Saturday. You can check out Secret Family Sketch and Motorcycle Rocket Ship Sketch. Those are some groups that I'm in. And my friend Adam Mastriani, former guest of the pod, we've begun to perform as an improv duo known as Super Ego. We had our first little drop-in set this week. It was very fun. We got
Dollar
a fun
Store
premise.
John Oliver he got.
How dare you?
Show. I didn't call him that. That was the commenter.
Yeah, but you remembered it. And Adam's a wonderful guy. He's a psychologist. I'm a therapist. So we're going to sort of do a form where we psychoanalyze an audience member. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Check out Super
sure one
Ego.
of us struck his partner during wiffle ball.
What?
We were playing wiffle ball and whirly ball.
Whirly ball. Okay.
And they got hurt.
We hit Priya in a bumper car.